It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. Tonight, things are going to be interesting and probably a little bit different. So if anything goes wrong, feel free to yell it out in the chat. If you guys can't already tell, I am in a completely different location. I'm actually down here in Atlanta, so I am on my laptop computer in a hotel room. Dennis is asking, is this live? I don't know the answer, Dennis. We'll have to just kind of wait and see. This is studio remote coming to you right now. So yeah, Norm, if I realized how close I was, I would have tried to plan things a little bit differently, but it's not going to work out, unfortunately, this trip. Mike or Brian, whoever that is, so glad to see you guys hanging out. If you guys noticed, yeah, I'm sure. I'm assuming that's a joke. I am guessing I am slightly echoey, or definitely not as clean and clear as I usually am. But if you notice, when we started off, I did stop the stream for a second. I was having a little bit of a buffering issue, but we got that fixed up, and hopefully we're going to roll smoothly through tonight's stream. I do have to say, the guest tonight is a very special guest, and I am hoping that you guys have some model railroad questions ready for this guest, because I think there are going to be some questions that we want to ask to get the answers. I will say our guest is not the foremost authority in model railroading, just in case he was not available, but I think I have what is hopefully going to be a close second, but we'll see. We'll see. Yes, Otter Creek, completely aware. Ray Arnaud asked, yes, I am on hotel Wi-Fi. Mr. Bictovid, thank you so much. I don't have my super chat set up here, but I do really appreciate the $5. We're going low budget today here on the Humanity Junction podcast. Doing it, okay, it's not really low budget. I've actually got a pretty good setup. Just didn't get the super chats loaded in. Let's take a quick hello, see who's joining us tonight, and then we will introduce our guest, and we'll see. I think we'll give. I think we'll probably just open questions up right away to the audience and see what kind of questions we can generate. So start thinking about questions. And yeah, so if you're just tuning in, I am, why am I whispering? Let the neighbors know you're in the house. I'm in a hotel room in an undisclosed location in Atlanta. I'm down here for the week doing some work. Yes, I did bring, brought a little bit of lighting, brought a little bit of something here to hopefully make us feel at home. But tonight is going to be all about our special guest. So that's really going to be the star that is going to shine tonight. So let's say hello to a couple people. Oh, here we go. Containerman says, in a motel with purple lights sounds shady to me. But they're supposed to be blue. They're blue. In here with me, they're blue, but yeah, they do look a little purple. At least they're not red, right? I mean, come on. Let's say hello. We got Ray from Around the Layout podcast. We got Boilermaker Rick in the house. Carolina Foothills Railroad is here as well. Roy Hardwick, Containerman 68, Tim from CP368 Productions. We got Mike and Brian from Crossed Anchors Railroad. Good to see you gentlemen back again. We got Dave P. from DES Media Productions, Dave Atkins in the house, David from DB Tech. We got Anthony from the Georgia Sunbelt. Jim Tedesco's here along with Joe Rader from the Black Rock Central. John Knopfel, followed up by Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. Mark from M&M Rails joining us as well. Manny Fernandez is in the house. We got Greg from Midsummer End Scale is here. Mike's Deep Run Railroad. Bernard from Mini Prince. We got Andrew from Mr. Pictovid. Nathan Delays in the house. Nathan, 5-time is here. Norm Miller joining us as well. We got Norman Road, Dennis from Otter Creek and Rio Grande, Bill from Ozark, Midland, and Southern Railway. We got Rusty from Possum Bayou, Mike, the rail artist, Ray Boble at the B&N Model Railroad. We got the Ice Dragon, Ray Ron, VR Randy from Artie and T, Roger Coleman, Roy Eltham, Russ, Rockin' O Railroad. We got John from Schuylkill River Valley, Thomas from the Split Rock Railroad that you can see on the cover of, Railroad Model Craftsman this month, so check that out. We got Steve, Model Railroad Build. We got the C&NW Mondavi line, Paul Scott August is here. Stephen from Wigwag Workshop, and another person we haven't seen in a little while. We've got Mike from Wiccan Insanity joining us. I saw Manny Fernandez popping in. Daniel Banks joining us as well. Andy Dorsch coming in at the top of the list. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I am going to do something I haven't tried before. We're going to start a Q&A. So start thinking about the questions you might want to ask somebody that really is like, they're going to give you a straight answer. There's not going to be any opinions. There's not going to be any waffling around or whatever. The answers are going to be direct. So if you've got a question about model railroading, let's keep things on topic. I'm gonna start. They call this a Q&A. I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but let's see. Do you have any questions for our guest tonight? So we'll see. Hopefully that'll start coming up. People will be able to. Oh, here we go. Wait, I gotta hit this. Start Q&A. There we go. Maybe that should work. I'm not really. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm very confused by what's going on, but we'll see what happens. Containerman68 says, red lights, vibrating bed, and a roll of quarters on the table. Be afraid. I don't know that I've had a roll of quarters in a long time, but yes. It is. It is not an unboxing. It is not an unboxing. But before we get into this, I see some questions starting to come in. Before we get into this, let me just say thank you to supporters, sponsors, and the community as well. Don't get me wrong; it really is the community that helps make this channel what it is, and I do just need to give a little bit of a nod to the members here on YouTube and Patreon, as well as some of the sponsors of this video. So check that out. Think about some questions, and we'll get into it.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
I will say there are some very smart people that watch this show, and I don't know how, but some people seem to have already figured out who our guest is. So Cameron from Caboose 121 and Mr. Otter Creek, I think you guys have got it. I've got right next to me here on the desk. Let's see. Let's tilt this down a little bit so you can see him a little better. I've got tonight's special guest hanging out right here next to me, and yes, this is ChatGPT. I thought it would be a lot of fun. I don't have my usual setup here, so I thought the best thing we could do would be to pop some questions up for Mr. ChatGPT and see what sort of fun we can have tonight, asking some questions. So pop the questions into the questions list, and we'll start just getting into the questions. I really think the first questions we need to ask though is what is model railroading, and see where we go from there, and figure it out. So Containerman's asking if it's a bot. I think we'll see as we get some answers. We'll try and figure out whether this is a bot or how, what's going on. Let's see. First question: what is model railroading? Model railroading is a hobby that involves building and operating miniature versions of real-life railroads and trains. Model railroaders create detailed replicas of actual railway lines and equipment, using a variety of materials and techniques to create realistic landscapes, buildings, and other features. The hobby can include building and maintaining the model railway layout, operating trains and other vehicles, and collecting and researching real-world prototypes. There are many different scales of model railroads, such as HO scale and N scale, and many different types of models, including steam and diesel engines, freight and passenger cars, and buildings and other structures. I gotta say that's probably a pretty good answer. Let's drop into these questions, see what some of the questions people are asking. So Roy Eltham is asking, what is your name? So let's start there, see what he says. My name is ChatGPT, a large language model developed by OpenAI. I'm an AI language model that can understand and respond to text-based inputs. So Stephen from Wigwag says, best way to install Windows on a wood kit. Let's see what we get out of that. Installing windows on a wooden structure such as a kit can be a bit more challenging than installing them on a typical home, as wood may not be stable or level as a standard frame. Here are a few tips, and I think it's responding mostly to it. It's given a lot of steps. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I make this a little bigger. I don't know if does that make it a little easier for people to read as it goes by. It's important to keep in mind that installing windows on a wooden kit can be a difficult task, and it's recommended to seek help from a professional contractor if you're not confident in your abilities to do it yourself. So Andrew, Mr. McTovitt asks, I actually have 2 doubles because you got to have one bed for your stuff. Roy Eltham says, do you model in N scale like all the cool kids? Let's see what he says. I like that I can just copy and paste the questions in. It makes things much easier. So as an AI, I don't have a physical form. I don't have the ability to model or have preferences in scale. However, I can provide information about N-scale model railroading. There you go. It is kind of neat, all the information that it has. I'm kind of shocked at what's going on, or the questions it's able to actually provide answers to, or not provide answers to. Oh wow, I did not think it was going to have an answer to this question. How difficult is it to turn an old Tyco locomotive into DCC? Converting an older analog Tyco locomotive to digital command control can be a challenging task, but it is definitely possible. DCC is a more advanced technology than a traditional analog control. Here are the general steps. I cannot believe it was able to answer that. That was pretty wild. Now I feel like we've got to start asking it some harder questions. Which is better, DC or DCC? So one thing that I've noticed is that the chat doesn't mess around. It's just, it's straight to the point, but it's got no real opinions on things. This is so funny. I can't believe the answers it's giving. Can people read the answers okay, or do people need me to read the answers? What I didn't realize, I'm actually going to end the chat because I don't have enough windows up to look in the live chat and in the thing at once. So just post your questions in the live chat, and we'll get there. In terms of which is better, I'm talking about DCC or DC. It depends on the type of layout you have, your budget, and the level of control you want. DCC is more advanced and provides more control and features than DC, but it can be more expensive and complex to set up. DC is simpler. Apparently it doesn't know about blocks. But it can be more expensive and complex to set up. DC is simpler and less expensive, but it does provide the same level of control and features. DCC provides the same level of control and features as DCC. I don't know about that. Let's see if it says what can you tell me about Human City Junction? Let's see if it knows anything about me. Yeah, some of these answers are some of these answers are kind of generic. That is true. I'm sorry I couldn't find any specific information. It could be, can you please provide more context or details about things? Have you watched here we go. What is the Human City Junction YouTube page about? Okay, what was Joey's question? It says, how do I acquire a crap load of model trains without going broke? Apparently it doesn't know anything about me. apparently I'm just a nobody. Apparently, how can I acquire a crap load of model trains without going broke? And look, it's got an answer. Acquiring a large collection of model trains may be or can be a costly endeavor, but there are ways to do it without breaking the bank. Is Heath in a library? Says Dunquay. I'm in a motel room. There's a lot of reverberation, so I'm trying not to talk too loud. But consider building your own. Look for alternative scales. It's important to keep in mind that acquiring a large collection can take time, and it's a process that requires patience and research. But with persistence and a little bit of creativity, you can acquire a large collection of model trains without going broke. I just saw Ray's question. I think this is a funny question. So if you're just coming in now, our guest tonight is ChatGPT, which is a text-based AI, so you can ask it random questions, and it apparently will crash every once in a while. So let's see if we can get him back. Uh-oh, they're experiencing high demand. Oh no. Apparently I am not the only one jumping on ChatGPT tonight. But we're getting there. We're getting there. The video quality, it probably has to do with that I'm in a motel room. I'm only streaming in 720p tonight, so it's a little lower, but if you just check down at the bottom that you're watching it in 720, it should be pretty decent. Zoom out some. Oh, zoom out meaning zoom in or zoom out? Make it smaller or make it bigger? I'm very confused. Oh, I see. So everyone's logging on that's watching this stream. Is that what's happening? Let's see. Do I have to ask my questions again? Probably, Thomas. Feel free to ask another question. I may have missed a couple. It's I'm here. Let's ask ChatGPT if we need to ask the question again. I didn't actually read the sticker question. That was the same. Trading stickers as adults is not a widely accepted social activity, but it is not necessarily socially unacceptable either. So, all right, Thomas. Yeah, we definitely seem to be crashing ChatGPT at the moment. It is not happy. So my plan of asking random questions, unfortunately, seems to be failing me. I think that we'll see. Well, I'll keep pounding away at it. What could go wrong? Yeah, playing Heath, he broke it. Exactly. Okay, so let's see. On my layout, I have a 2% grade, and I have to run the engine at speed step 17, but when it comes around the other end, it is too fast. Would 2 engines consisted of be a better approach? It depends on the specific circumstances of your layout and the engine you are running. Running 2 engines in consist linked together can help to distribute the load and reduce the strain on a single engine, which may allow it to maintain a slower speed on a grade. However, it also depends on the capabilities of the engines themselves, as well as the track and power supply conditions. It would be best to consult the engine's instruction manual or consult with a model railroad hobby expert for a more accurate solution for your specific case. I don't know about you, but that's pretty that's pretty crazy. I kind of can't believe it can answer a question that specific. I'm trying to grab some of these questions. Are going by quick. Another error. when I get an error, just refresh. Just keep going. Just keep go. Derek says this guest is not very reliable. Yeah, I kind of agree. Otter Creek saying one engine with finely tuned BEMF. Chatbot doesn't know. According to the National Model Railroad Association, there are an estimated 500,000 model railroaders in the U.S. and Canada. However, this number is just an estimate, so looks like we don't know. Yeah, this thing is doing some pretty detailed answers for what it is. It's pretty impressive. I'm except for the fact that I have to keep hitting refresh with every question I ask it. It's giving pretty amazing answers. Wow. Does anybody use throttle progression? How do I speed match locomotives without using a computer? Speed matching locomotives without a computer can be done by using a technique called throttle progression. This involves gradually increasing the throttle of one locomotive while decreasing the throttle of another until they are both moving at the same speed. It may also be helpful to use a speedometer or other measuring device to ensure that the speeds are the same. Additionally, careful observation and listening to the sound of the engines can help with this process. Who is the show often in? Let's see what it says for Nathan's question here. Is like everybody at home asking it questions right now? Ray says that's not a bad answer and in line with what I've heard. Yeah, I don't. Oh, too many requests in 1 hour. Try again later. Well, apparently 15 minutes into my conversation with my guest has completely failed me, and oh, interesting. So John from TSG Multimedia says it's talking about DC models. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like I destroyed the bot. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to answer any more questions. So what's my plan B? I don't have a plan B. I do know I'm planning on getting off at 9 o'clock. Second Section podcast is on tonight at 9. So we'll. I'm definitely going to go over there and do that. Jerry says just go grab somebody from the bar. That would actually be really funny. Is to just go down there and do that. I could do an unboxing. I don't have anything to unbox, but yeah, I mean I'm just getting all these error messages from him. He's not at home. So now you want me to answer your questions? I don't know that I am the appropriate person to answer these kind of questions. But Anthony Dodge makes a good point here. Just shows you have to have humans involved. Without humans, this is the kind of response we get. You know, it just all falls apart apparently. Well, Dennis, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to ask that question because he decided to nope on out of here. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can do an AMA if people have questions for me. I'm happy to to answer questions. Yeah, and Cascade Southern Model Trains has it correct. Plan B was asking the bot questions. My original plan was to try and find somebody locally with a layout that I could do a stream from. Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen in the time I had available to make it happen. So I fell back to plan B. I did not have a plan C though. I didn't expect it to didn't affect it to crash so quickly. Jim is right. The bots are not going to win today. So John from Mystic Southern wants to know, why did Luke Skywalker keep forgetting to use the Force? I think it's probably the same reason why I keep forgetting to turn on track power every time I go to run my trains. Lynn McCurdy says, what is your favorite color of green? I don't have a favorite color of green. I have a color of green that I dislike, and that color is angel green, of course. Let's see. Estee Panda Project. So Andy Estep and I will be going up to Amherst. We are going to do a little bit of a meet and greet on Sunday at the Mini Prints booth around noon. And what is the booth I'm looking forward to most? I don't know. I'm looking forward to the layouts, and I'm looking forward to seeing the crowds that are going to show up. I think it's going to be a good show and a lot of fun. So, Lauren Horowitz, my dad, says unplug it and plug it back in again. So, yeah. Why did Heath cross the road? Because I was chasing after the chicken. Heath, do you prefer animal transports or stock carriages carrying the supplies and such? I actually like heavyweight passenger cars, and I like the advertising cars. So a lot of the circuses would use their coaches and their sleepers as their advertising cars. So they would drop off everybody at the area to set up the tent, and they would unhook and just run the advertising cars around the area. So that's what I like. Vikas Shiva says, I asked a question on Reddit a few weeks ago to you on putting a camera on an HO scale DCC model train that can be moved around. I'm curious if anybody has any more suggestions. So that was your question. Okay. So basically, well, it looks like I crashed the hotel Wi-Fi as well as crashed the bot. So I seem to have been failing left and right tonight, and nothing worked exactly as I had planned it to. But I appreciate the people that were here. I don't know if anybody is still here or not. It seems that I'm streaming. I seem to be live, but I haven't seen anybody make a comment in a while, so I don't know if anybody is actually here or not, or for all I know, people could be chatting. I don't know what happened, but the hotel Wi-Fi cut out on me, and I don't know. I paid the $15 to specifically get the better Wi-Fi, and that seemed to have failed big time. I paid the extra money specifically to try and get the better Wi-Fi, and now I'm streaming off my phone because yeah, Russ, I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right. It's I'm definitely gonna go complain and see what was going on. I was probably talking to myself for about 3 minutes. It's the same Wi-Fi, but it is significantly faster. So the $9.95 plan, which is what we're getting included with the room rate, was 10 megabytes per second up and down, and the $15 one was 30 up and down. So I figured that would be better. I mean, it's definitely it's definitely the better service. I don't know if I should even try going back to it at this point, but yeah, hotel Wi-Fi is always dicey. That's why I thought if I paid the extra money, it might help. It could be the AI bot messing with me. Let's see. I'm actually just because what was did they? I didn't see any gigabit limit. I couldn't believe that they would. That just seems that that just seems strange that they would. I'm in a Marriott. This is a Marriott. I forget what kind of Marriott it is. It's not a Residence Inn or anything like that. It's a Marriott. So what were some of the questions we were trying to ask? What's the best model railroad scale? Oh, see, too many requests. I could log out and log in on something else. I don't know. This just feels like another one of these. This just. Oh, nope. It won't even. Here we go. Get a window share. ChatGPT is at capacity right now, so we can't. I can't even log in on a different account. It won't let me. Won't let me do that. So, yeah. So if you're just catching on, I'm at a hotel. I'm down here in Atlanta, Georgia. My office. So I work remotely. My office is based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm down here this week. This is actually my first time meeting all of my coworkers in person. So I'm down here, and I thought, it would be fun to do a little something. I wasn't able to meet up with anybody, so I thought it'd be fun to, ask a bunch of questions to the chat, or the chat API, ChatGPT. I didn't realize that there would be any limits. I did do some testing, but didn't do obviously enough testing. I thought that I would be okay with hotel internet. I spent the extra money for the hotel internet, and of course it it failed me. But that's the way things go. That's live streaming. For anybody that wants to live stream, it's not the gear. It's not it's not the computers or what phone you have or whatever. It's just being able to chat, being able to kind of deal with some of these technical issues, and making things happen. Yeah, zero ping, exactly. Heath, you did too much testing. I did my testing actually last night, so it wasn't testing from tonight. I did all of my questions and setup and everything last night, and got it working. Yeah, I don't know if Starbucks would be any better. How will I write my term paper? The only term paper I have to write is I am doing for the what's it called? The Sunrise Trail Division is having their winter meet on February 11th. It will be on Zoom. I should be able to get the Zoom information for people if they want to join. But I'm going to be doing my remote layout clinic conversation talk again. So I do need to update that because I've learned a lot, and I don't know what. Oh, you're asking Steve, not me. What airline did I fly? I flew down on Delta. The company I work for, being in Atlanta and me being in New York City, works. Delta's fantastic. Yeah, Daniel. Daniel is the one that hooked me up with the NMRA group down here. They didn't have anything already scheduled tonight, so we just weren't able to make it happen. I guess I need to pay the money for the extra bot. Yeah, I didn't. I unfortunately didn't get to that. I am about, I think, 10-15 minutes northeast of Georgia. So I may be like 45 minutes away from them. There's a lot of technology actually down here, and I didn't realize that. Yeah, and that's it. Like it's been raining here too, so who knows? It could be the weather. It uh, could be all kinds of stuff. I will not be moving to Georgia if you're asking. If you're asking me, um, I just yeah. Amtrak would have taken too long. The flight's like 2.5 hours. Amtrak is like 18 hours or 16 hours or something like that, and just wouldn't have been practical for a work trip. I came down Monday, got here by lunchtime, and I'm leaving right after lunch on Friday. So it really just is a quick week trip, in and out. Having some meetings face to face instead of just over the phone and stuff. So, I we've talked about leaving the Big Apple. I don't know where I really want to go. I do like being near a big city, so we'll see. And Tim's correct. There are a bunch of studios opening here and more opening here, and they're doing a lot of shooting down here. Nathan, unfortunately, I don't know the answer. I don't know about the new locomotive, so I don't. I'm not really sure. Yeah, Edward says next project Z scale hotel layout. I thought about bringing some sort of project, but then I sort of thought I would just work on my presentation. So, oh, I didn't know this. Ian says that Norfolk Southern is headquarters in Atlanta. I didn't know that. I did know Coca-Cola was down here. I didn't know UPS was here. Yeah, the bot. That's funny. The bot went down to Georgia instead of the devil. I didn't get called into the office for any trouble, but I did drop in and have a conversation with the CEO while he had a free minute. I'm actually traveling pretty light. I do have a small suitcase with me, but I'm traveling pretty light. I don't know that I would have had space for much more model train type of stuff. Stranger Things was filmed down here. I didn't realize that. Norfolk Southern used to be in Norfolk, Virginia. That would make a lot of sense. But I could see why they came down here as well. Things are not very expensive down here. I mean, that's just kind of the way to put it. You can get a lot more for your money down here in Georgia. Taxes are good and that sort of thing. Dennis, what do you think? No, I did not wear a tie in my meeting. I am not a tie guy. I'm more of a button-down shirt and jeans type of guy. So, yeah, that's kind of who I am. Better taxes, I think, meaning lower taxes and lower overall costs. So, yeah, Derek, I tried to spice things up. I didn't want to, yes, I'm in a hotel room, but I didn't want to make it, I didn't want to be just laying around on the bed or something and doing a stream from there. So, CEO wasn't in a tie, button-down shirt and jeans, same sort of thing. What t-shirts do you wear to the office? I was wearing a t-shirt underneath my button-down under my button-down shirt. So, but people wear t-shirts. The office is very relaxed office environment. So you can pretty much wear whatever you want. The majority of people that I saw, there's also sales meetings going on this week. So there are salespeople from all over are also here. So most people are wearing like jeans and a button-down shirt with some sort of dress shoes. Yeah, I wouldn't take a job if I had to wear a tie. My work doesn't know about the Blame Heath thing. I think it's probably better off not having them not know about that. And yeah, Dennis, I think any streams where anybody's laying on a bed or laying on the couch or any of that kind of stuff makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I definitely did not want to make anybody uncomfortable. But yeah, I feel like these days, as long as you're wearing something that's not like offensive, like most people don't really care. Edward says, wasn't the Southern Railway, the S half of Norfolk Southern, headquartered in Atlanta? I don't know. High vis for me. Oh, you want to see something? Oh, I can't. I shouldn't. Never mind. I got a hard hat with the company name on it, but I realize I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't wear that on the stream. So, yeah, and at my company, at least, they're all about results. So if you're getting results, and you're not hurting anybody else, it's okay. This looks like a work Zoom call. I hope it's, yeah, it's probably not much better than a work Zoom call. I'm using Facecam, on the on my computer. I didn't know this. So OBS 29, you can bring your iPhone camera into it natively. So like this view right here, I'm not using any plugins or any sort of special anything to bring my phone into OBS. I just added it as a camera source. You just go in and add a video capture device, and if you have an iPhone that's, I don't know if it's just on the same network or what it is or whatnot, but it just connected up for me. So if you want to hook an iPhone up to your computer to have two cameras streaming, OBS 29, apparently now you can do it without any applications. Yeah, you shouldn't wear it. You don't wear yours when working on the layout either. Yeah, exactly. Southern was headquartered in Washington, D.C., so. Atlanta was originally named Terminus because it was the end of the railroad. Cascade Southern says, yes, it was in Atlanta. But then Tim says Southern was in Washington, D.C., so I don't really know. I say that about our dog all the time. Our dog is definitely a very sort of relaxed, kicked back type of young lady, and I joke about that as well. The GG ones I want to go try and see, Nathan, is they've got, I think, one or two of them at Boonton, New Jersey. There's a museum there, and I'd like to get over there at some point in time. But yeah, it would be nice in my job if we went back to some pro attire, but hey, it's not like we could kill someone. Yeah, in some worlds it's probably gotten a little too relaxed, but oh, you had to wear them in high school. Oh, I guess you have private school, in college, and then 36 years as a teacher. OBS 29 is definitely buggy. I can't use virtual camera. That does not work, particularly on the Mac. I upgraded to it on this computer because this is not usually my streaming computer. This is usually just my, second whatever computer. So I got it. I did it just as a test. Some things work great. There are some neat additions, but yeah, it kind of works. Ray says, around the layout says, use the new to me camera setup last night. Thanks again for your guidance. Of course. I wore a tie too as a kid, which is probably why I dislike it as well. But yeah, I probably won't get down to Timonium. I will be in Amherst, as I mentioned. And yeah, Ray says I'm getting a virtual camera error, something about a plugin not working. Are you using, which OBS are you using? Because it's not a plugin anymore. Virtual camera is now built in, but it's not it's not working. Lynn says, "Take my time. Dinner's going to be late." I'm actually going to jump off probably in about 5 minutes or so, or whenever second section goes live, because I would like to get over there and check out their show, and I'd like to be able to send everybody over there after this stream ends. So I'm not gonna go on. Yeah, I would recommend stay with 28.1.2. It's the latest version of 28. I would stay with it. Ray, I believe you're on a Mac, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, virtual camera is broken on the Mac. They know about it. Apparently, they are going to fix it at some point. It hasn't been fixed yet, but they are going to work on it. Actually, yes, some of my workmates are into model railroading, or into modeling in general. One of my colleagues does more like wargaming stuff, but is also into model trains as well. So we've been able to talk about that a little bit. So. Derek says, "I bought a bunch of minis, including a Heath and a Rick the Tree, thanks to Rick, who gave out a $100 gift card at Christmas that he won." Yeah, Rick had some great giveaways at Christmas. One of them was for mini prints that Derek won. So awesome. What weighs about 100 pounds, Edward? So who wears a railroad tie? I get it now. I get it. I was a little behind the ties. Lim McCurdy says, "I have over 400 ties, 6 bow ties, and 4 string ties. I counted once." So the question really is, do you have more ties, or do you have more model railroad stuff? Oh, so virtual cam works on the PC in version 29. That's good to know. I'm waiting to update my PC. Just with the problems I've seen on the Mac side. I know it's different, but I'm still just a little hesitant. Not ready to give it a try yet. We'll see. Sometime soon. I'm sure I will. Oh, Edward wasn't talking about actual railroad ties. He meant ties related to the railroad. Bill, thanks for coming. Really do appreciate it. This stream's been a little wonky. I will be back to the usual stream setup next week. I do appreciate everyone's patience throughout tonight's technical difficulties. I hope we had a little bit of fun checking out ChatGPT. I thought we got some pretty great answers out of an AI about model railroading. So somebody somewhere has taught it. So that's a lot of what more can you ask for? I encourage everybody, head over to the Second Section podcast, and if you hold on, we'll when my stream ends, you should get a link to automatically go over to see those guys. I apologize, I forget the topic that they're talking about tonight, but they usually have some really good topics over there, so definitely go check it out. And even though I'm not in New York City, I'm still going to sign off as if I am, because from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity.